Welcome to No Things Considered. My name is Tim Young, and I only really want to talk about one thing today. But before we get to it, it's important to note that the Ayatollah of Iran wants us to impose more gun control in America, so he has now sided with Democrats, and maybe he'll be at a march. I don't know. They probably welcome him. Linda Sarsour seems like somebody who would be down with the head of Iran. And also, I wanted to show you guys this little nugget of Ben Rhodes on election night.
I just came outside to try to process all this. It's a lot to process. I mean,
We'll check back in with Ben in a little bit, but I want to talk about the one topic that everybody's been talking about over the past day, and it's Roseanne Barr. So I want you guys to weigh in on the conversation when I talk about this. I don't want it to just be a one-sided conversation, because I'm going to start by saying something you may not agree with. And it's very simply this: what Roseanne did was racist. And she admits it. It was racist, it was wrong, it was a bad joke. But do you think that she should have lost her job because of that? It seems like a lot of people have said racist things throughout the past just few years and have not had any kind of negative effect that costed them their jobs. Those people include Bill Maher, for one. Then we have Joh Behar, who said that Christianity was crazy. What was the exact quote? Throw it up there. Go ahead and throw it up there.
It's one thing to talk to Jesus. It's another thing when Jesus talks to you.
Exactly. Okay, well, that's different. That's different.
That's called mental illness, if I'm not correct.
But I think...
Hearing voices.
And then, of course, old video of Jimmy Kimmel in blackface.
Sometime at night, call below, look up in sky and say, what the hell going on up there?
Blackface is about the most disgusting thing you can do to mock African Americans in America. This has been like completely out of our culture for years and shunned. People have been suspended, expelled from schools for dressing like this for Halloween, and he got away with it on his show, and he's never apologized for it. That was, of course, Comedy Central before they hired him at ABC. So do you think there's a double standard when it comes to Roseanne? There may very well be. I'll tell you that there is one company who has actually treated people on the left the same way that Roseanne was treated in this instance, and that was, wait for it, CNN. That's right, CNN took action when Kathy Griffin, even though she wasn't their #1 show, clearly held up the bloody severed head of Donald Trump when she was trying to make a point. They got rid of her because they said that was too much and too far. Odd, isn't it, that CNN is the one that acted there? And they didn't have to, and they clearly don't like Donald Trump most times. That's the whole Apple Banana campaign, but they actually fired Kathy Griffin. So it's hard to say that there's a full double standard, but I think there are bits and pieces that can be discussed. And I want that for you guys. I want you guys to be able to discuss that. I have a very direct opinion. And look, Roseanne has said multiple times on Twitter she doesn't want to be defended. She absolutely does not want to be defended. She said she took personal responsibility for it. She's upset that everything happened the way that it did and that it hurt her cast and crew. She's been very accepting of this, except for the whole Ambien thing where she said that it was caused by Ambien. I've had a lot of friends who have taken Ambien and not said anything racist because of it. But this is an interesting instance here where she doesn't want to be defended, but a lot of other people were defended that said awful things about about groups of people. And I don't know what the solution is here, and I don't know that you're going to get the solution that you want, but I want you guys to talk about it here. And listen, we're not going to play the Valerie Jarrett looks like XYZ game here. No, absolutely not. Comparing black people to primates is a long-standing racist thing, and it's disgusting and it's awful. So I don't want to hear well, they said George W. Bush looked like a monkey, so then we can say black people look like monkeys. No, that doesn't work. That does not work for me. It doesn't work for culture. That's the way this has been for hundreds of years, that has been a direct insult to African Americans and black people, comparing them to primates and apes and all that kind of stuff. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. It's just patently disgusting. And a comedian, especially one as prominent as Roseanne, should have known better and avoided that. That's my opinion on that, although I do think that there are other instances, again, where people on the left have gotten away with stuff and something should be done. I mean, look at just this past month, Joy Reid, it came out that the MSNBC commentator and host had said a lot of homophobic stuff and terrible things, and she literally blew it off as, well, that wasn't me, that was somebody else on my blog. And she was disproven multiple times and continued to just say it wasn't me and got away with it. People just walked away from it like nothing happened. It's an interesting situation, and again, I want you guys to discuss it. So, that being said, let's check back in on Ben Rhodes.
I can't even... I can't...
That video doesn't get old. That was just pulled out today, apparently, on election night at the Javits Center. He was hanging out looking super depressed. So, let's bring up one more point when it comes to ABC. Keith Olbermann. Now, here's a guy, if you're going to fire people for tweets and saying nasty things, who has said the F word and everything possible. There's a montage. We can just put it up on the screen. Just move it around on the screen while I'm talking here. This is a lot of awful things that he said about Trump and about Trump supporters, and he is hireable and a viable person to be hired by ABC and ESPN. He's going to be back on SportsCenter. That doesn't seem right, does it? It's an odd situation to be in. And again, I want you guys to weigh in on all of this. Sorry, I'm not being that funny today. I just want to bring up these points because it's interesting when you're in the entertainment industry, the bias that you see and what you're going to have to deal with. And I just want your opinion on it. I want you guys to weigh in. I had a poll yesterday on my Twitter. We can put that full screen now. That I asked folks whether or not they thought there was a double standard, specifically with Bill Maher and Roseanne. And 48% of people in 22,000 votes, just about, said yes, there is a double standard. And by the way, I always put Jeb in all the polls that I give. That's going to be it for tonight's No Things Considered, guys. I want you guys to talk about it. I think this is a good conversation. I think it's interesting to see where entertainment goes and how Hollywood is dealing with these types of situations, because I think it does show bias. And I kind of want to get your opinion on all of this stuff. Even though, again, Roseanne was wrong, I think other people have been wrong as well. And we need to talk about it. And it needs to be out there, and the conversation needs to be there. So, that's it for No Things Considered tonight, guys. Thanks for watching. I will see you tomorrow night and every night of the week, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Guys, good night.
I mean, I can't put it into words. I don't know what the words are.